Ladies and gentlemen, there's something which I keep on repeating on this platform, that in politics, we have only two constants. The first constant in politics is interest. As long as the interest of the political class can converge, they will always work together. And that's why you should not rule out the possibility of Edwin Sifuna or Babu Owino working with William Samoei Arap Ruto before 2027 general election. That's how politics is wired. And the second constant in politics is normally betrayal. Politicians will always betray each other at the slightest opportunity. Let me ask you this question. Who would have imagined that Jeremiah Kioni would today be the one to go to Amunyoro to meet with Rigathi Gachagua? And not only to meet with Rigathi Gachagua, he carried with him some ships. He wanted to achieve certain objectives because remember, Uhuru Kenyatta lost his ships during the raid in his private farm. And one of the people who demanded the arrest and the prosecution of Rigathi Gachagua over those destruction of properties and theft of ships was none other than Jeremiah Kioni.
You know, he said, the other day he said, mimi na kwa Kikuyu. Alisema, mimi siwezi weka hii kura yote pamoja, mtu akuje achukue. Wacha nikwambie, Ligiji. Na utaute ule mtoto alikuita Ligiji. Lazima haya alikuwa na story kubwa kuliko ile unaelewa. Ulinikuta nimeweka sufuria kwa kichwa. Na ukasema mimi ni mwenda wazimu. Ukaenda nyumbani kwangu Daragwa twice. Na ukaambia watu wa Daragwa wapige magoti wote waniombee kwa uwanja. Kwa sababu nilikuwa mwenda wazimu. Ile sufuria ilikuwa nasema unafikiria ni inanifanya mwenda wazimu, ilikuwa ya kuambia wakati huo ya kwamba mlikuwa mnabomoa Kenya. So don't think that there are people you brought into the opposition. You found us in the opposition. But we admire you, Ligiji. Kwa sababu naye mdomo yako Mwenyezi Mungu alikupatia kipawa. Ukiamua kutandika mtu, hiyo kipawa haiko na watu wengi. Na kama ni mambo ya kutandika William, wewe tumekupatia hiyo trophy tumekupatia.
He accused Rigathi. Today he was there. Ladies and gentlemen, that meeting is significant politically speaking. And State House is currently on high alert. In this video, I want us to analyze that meeting. But before we do that, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. This was not just a political meeting. It's actually a move, political move, by people who know how deep state or the system works. Let me brief you a bit. Francis Kimemia accompanied Jeremiah Kioni to this meeting. Who is Francis Kimemia? Francis Kimemia served as the PS for Interior during Kibaki era. That's a very powerful position. Francis Kimemia also served as the head of public service and secretary to the cabinet. Again, very senior position. He then decided to go and contest, and he became the second governor for Nyandarua. He understands deep state in and out. Why do you think he accompanied Jeremiah Kioni? For me, I'm seeing the hand of Uhuru Kenyatta in this visit. Which takes me to my second point. The Uhuru hand in this visit and why it's giving William Ruto serious political headache. What was the real objective of this meeting? Because if you look at the photos here, There is a gentleman there who is the personal assistant to Uhuru Kenyatta. He's called Kamau Migwi, personal assistant to Uhuru Kenyatta. Then we have Jeremiah Kioni, a close ally of Uhuru Kenyatta. Then we have Francis Kimemia. I'm 100% sure that Uhuru Kenyatta's PA did not attend the meeting, but he was there to ensure that Jeremiah Kioni was part and parcel of this meeting. What am I seeing? I'm seeing a looming handshake between Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua in the next few weeks or the next few days, but not a long time from now. Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua are going to have a handshake, because at some point there were these rumors that Uhuru was planning to have a handshake with Rigathi Gachagua, but they had learners around Uhuru Kenyatta, including the same guy by the name Jeremiah Kioni, declined. He has now accepted. So I'm seeing Uhuru Kenyatta's hand and a looming handshake between Uhuru and Rigathi Gachagua. And that's going to change the political landscape in Mount Kenya completely. Number 3, Mount Kenya determination to stop William Ruto. The day Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua will have that handshake, that will mark the end of William Ruto in Mount Kenya. Because politics is a perceptional game. Rigathi Gachagua has managed to contain William Ruto and stop him from Mount Kenya. Uhuru Kenyatta was William Ruto's hope. What has happened? He has sent his allies to meet with Rigathi Gachagua. So which means they discussed, these guys, I'm 100% sure, the only thing they discussed, Mount Kenya politics, probably Jubilee and DCP. How are they going to work together? That's very important. Number 4, and this should also worry someone like Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. I think Fred Matiang'i is making moves. He is on a charm offense mission. Fred Matiang'i is Uhuru Kenyatta's project. If you've been following the political developments in the mountain, you'll agree that Rigathi was leaning more towards Kalonzo Musyoka. Uhuru was openly pro Matiang'i.
So Gachagua is not a party leader?
He is not in the Kenya Gazette as a party leader of DCP. The Kenya Gazette that was put there, he is not the party leader of DCP.
Who is the party leader?
I don't know, because they haven't told us. But if the Kenya Gazette was supposed to tell us, then it has told us that he is not the party leader. Kwa hivyo, but that should not be an issue ya kutusubua sana leo hii. Ile nilikuwa nataka kusema ni kwamba tukifika kuongea, kila mtu aite kwa chama yake, so that there is some order. Gachagua DCP, Kalonzo Wiper, Wamarwa DAPK. My suggestion, Jubilee Matiang'i. My suggestion, so that you are able to also bring. Nimesema Gachagua DCP. Na wewe leo naona umeamua.
But at some point, I started seeing allies of Matiang'i openly supporting Rigathi. People like Pauline Njoroge. They never used to do that. They never used to do that. Those are signals. I know Jeremiah Kioni coming out to meet with Rigathi Gachagua. Remember, this is a man Uhuru Kenyatta at some point lectured for continuously attacking Rigathi Gachagua. So I'm trying to imagine that Uhuru Kenyatta is rallying the mountain, including Rigathi Gachagua, to support Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And that's why these eminent sons and daughters of the mountain, that is Kimemia and Kioni, and probably there were other people there, were tasked with the task of talking to Rigathi Gachagua. And lastly, the Mount Kenya factor. Ladies and gentlemen, what is your take about 2027? Which camp do you think is going to win? And how are the formations going to form? Because I'm seeing William Ruto going with Kindiki. Then I'm seeing Fred Matiang'i being paired with someone from the mountain. And I'm seeing Kalonzo Musyoka being paired with someone from the Luhya Nation. That's what I'm foreseeing. But the mountain, based on their numbers, based on their population, are definitely going to shape the 2027 politics. And who controls Mount Kenya? There's Uhuru, there is Rigathi. So this meeting was about Mount Kenya factor in 2027, because if the mountain will not be careful, their votes are going to split. And if those votes will split, at the end of the day, their votes or their numbers will not count. Some will go to Matiang'i, some will go to Matiang'i through Uhuru Kenyatta, some will go to Kalonzo through Rigathi Gachagua. So I think it's about Mount Kenya factor and their numbers. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.